Hello, it's Rashida. Today I am going to scrapbook a layout. So it's been a while since I've actually done a layout, so I thought I would just go ahead and give it a go. So I have chosen some papers in my Studio Calico kits, like previous kits, and some other papers that I purchased earlier this year. So that includes that vellum piece that you saw by Webster's Pages. There are some of these Amy Tangerine papers from Michaels, and the other papers are Cartabella, the Hello Again collection, which is this paper here that I'm going to use for a background. So I'm using my Stampin' Up! Trimmer that I just got. I'm still getting used to it, trying to figure out where the actual cutting point is. So you'll see me cut a few times because I'm still getting used to it. I'm just not quite sure where it cuts yet. I need to read the manual, the instruction manual that it came with. So I am just trimming this up because I'm going to layer the background paper on that polka dot paper that you just saw, and that was by October Afternoon. So I'm taking this Heidi Swap stencil, and I'm going to take the Tim Holtz Distress ink in spun sugar, and I'm using the rounded ink blending tool, and I like that. I like using that. So I'm happy how that turned out. Now I'm taking some Heidi Swap Mist in Primrose, the teal color, and the Gold Lame. And I love this Cartabella paper. Their paper is a little bit heavier, and so I don't know, maybe I just got lucky with the mist and the drops just came out perfect, or if it's actually the Cartabella paper. Like it's a nice weight, and it's almost like the mist drops didn't just settle in the paper. It's like they stayed on top of the paper, but more in a matte sort of consistency. So I really like that. So I'm using this envelope. I think that I got that maybe in a rack, but I love it because it has polka dots and I like the gold, and I thought it would be great as a layering component. So I'm gonna first put the photo on this background paper, and I'm gonna end up changing that later on. But I am scrapping this photo of my mom and I when we went to the beach on Mother's Day weekend. So I really wanted to get this one in my scrapbook album. And not that I'm a huge fan of pattern paper with birds on it, but I just thought it would be good just to have it as a layering element. You can barely see the birds, but I kind of like the color of that paper. So I am going to cut two of these pieces out of the Webster's Pages vellum, and I think that is from Our Travels. I think that's what it's called, the Our Travels collection. So I could have just left them together because I didn't know how I was going to use them, so I ended up putting them together anyway and adhering them that way. So I really like this Amy Tangerine paper, and I've never really been good at fussy cutting, but I have found that if I hold the scissors with my whole hand instead of just placing my fingers in the slots of the scissors, if I just use the scissors like with my thumb and then hold them with my entire hand, I have a better control of fussy cutting, or a better control of the scissors. So that's what I'm doing here, and you really can't see it. I apologize for that, but otherwise I never would have taken the time to do this had I not finally figured out maybe I need to hold my scissors a little bit differently. And I've seen people, fussy cut little things like this, and I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world that they could actually do that, with no problem. So here I'm just giving it a go myself. and so I wanted to make sure I was gonna like it before I completely cut out the whole thing, and so I did. So now I am using the Sponge Sugar Distress ink and going around the edges. It doesn't make that much difference, but sometimes those little things can make the slightest change. So I am basically completed the layout. I'm just using a roller date stamp. I showed you that I did some stamping and I added some Heidi Swap word stickers, and now I'm using some Heidi Swap rub-ons that look like sequins, and I really like them, and they really they come off really easily. Didn't have any problems with those, and I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers rub-on tool. So I did use some die cuts. Sorry about my head for one thing, but yeah, I'm sorry that you didn't see the die cuts that I chose. I think my camera was off when I thought it was on, but those are die cuts like the Happy Day and the one with the You and Me on it and the memory. Those are all die cuts from Crepe Paper and Dear Lizzie. So yeah, that's the rub-on tool that I used for those. So now I'm just going to put my title on, which is called Beach Time. And those stickers are called Love Notes. They're really nice foam stickers. And I'm just going to use my Glue Glider Pro and adhere the layout down, and that's it. There are some pictures at the end. Thank you so much for watching.